This is my series of splitting when having borderline personality disorder, the quiet type. Hello, I'm Chrissy, and this is my channel, Healing Speaks. Okay, you guys, so we are on episode 6. I believe this is my final episode. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Be sure to check out the other episodes of what it's like when people with borderline personality disorder, the quiet type, splits. So this is the final episode. There are more on the list, but I won't go over those because those are not typically splits. These are more like what happens like after we split or during the split. So it's not necessarily a split in itself. So I'm going to leave some of them out. So this is like the final episode. I may talk about the other points I left out, maybe in future videos. Okay, so let's just dive straight into it. So for the final episode, I believe this is another popular split, and it's black and white thinking. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. We're going to talk about black and white thinking. So let's read a little bit about that. So to dive straight on in, they might view a situation as always right or always wrong, or describe a person as angelic or evil, failing to see the complexity and nuances of the situation. Let's read that again. They might view a situation as always right or always wrong, or describe a person as angelic or evil, failing to see the complexity and nuances of the situation. Now, before I talk about black and white thinking, I want to let you guys know that black and white thinking in itself can be a whole nother series. And I don't plan to make black and white thinking a series. I don't. I didn't even know that there are like different types, like all these different types of black and white thinking. I mean, I kid you not, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like up to 9 different ways. So I'm not going to go over all 9. That can be a series in itself. I'm only going to talk about the ones that relate to me, that I do, the black and white thinking that I do the most, which is not even a lot. I don't do a lot of the black and white thinking. So the one that I do a lot is we're going to talk about perfectionism, overgeneralization, and catastrophizing. Did I say that right? Catastrophizing and discounting the positives. I'm going to talk about that all in one. I do not want to make this a series. I think I named like 4 of them. So let's start off with perfectionism. So I always mention that I'm perfect. Of course, no one's perfect, but I like to say that I am because I put on a front. If you've been watching my videos, you will know by now that I put on a front when I'm out and about because I'm the quiet type, right? My type of BPD is internalized. So people out and about do not see my symptoms. They don't. They can know a slight change in my demeanor, my demeanor changes, but they don't see outbursts, if that makes sense. I'm not showing signs of just having outbursts. I keep them all to myself and it's internalized, okay? So because of that, because I'm the quiet type, I feel like in order for me to navigate through this world, I say this all the time, in order for me to navigate through this world as if there's nothing wrong with me, because that's why I'm the quiet type. I'm the quiet type because I don't want people knowing something's wrong with me. So I feel like I'm walking on eggshells for society. Usually it's the other way around. People walk on eggshells for you when you have BPD. People that are in your friendship circle, they walk on eggshells for you. Because they're trying to learn how you operate without triggering you, right? But I feel like I'm walking on eggshells for society, if that makes sense, because I'm the quiet type. But because I'm the quiet type, back to the point, I feel like I'm perfect because I put on this commercial front. Hi, I'm very commercial, super friendly, super bubbly. That's a front personality. So the perfectionism. So it says here, believing that something must be done perfectly or not at all, leading to self-criticism or potentially avoiding tasks. So let me see, did it say, okay, believing that something must be done perfectly. So this makes me think of like my personality, for instance. I make sure that my personality is polished, on point and perfect, even at work. I always feel like I do my job at 110%. And I get lots of compliments too, you guys. That's why I can't stand even constructive criticism. I don't like that, because I feel like I do everything perfect. That's black and white thinking. That's another type. I feel like I give 110%. So when I'm criticized, because it says self-criticism, but my criticism is more when others criticize me. That will make me split. It will make me feel bad. Like, I will not believe it. Like, nope, because I believe that everything I do it at 110. Perfection. So that's one of my black and white thinking that, like I said, is tied down to me being the quiet type. Is tied down to me trying to navigate through life perfect, so people won't figure me out. Okay, so that's one black and white thinking that I do. And then it says here, another type of black and white thinking is overgeneralization. So the drawing board, they call it the drawing board conclusions based on a single event or a few isolated instances, like assuming a person is always bad because they did one thing wrong. Wow. That's a shame, right? It's a shame. It's a shame that type of black and white thinking occurs. I think that makes me think of an episode when I talked about, I believe, your perception of people changes. It shifts. You have rapid shifts in perception of someone. You see them like idolizing. I talked about that before. You idolize someone. You're praising this person. You're showering them with love, and next thing you know, you look at them as evil or bad. So that's black and white thinking as well. A lot of this stuff goes hand in hand. That's what it said, the drawing board conclusion. And then like assuming that a person is always bad because they did one thing wrong. And I do that because I have high expectations of people. Very high expectation, because I feel like this. I said this before in another video. I feel like if I can put on a front and appear as just this perfect person, like I'm just so positive out there and joyous. I feel like if I can do it, then other people can too. So I have high expectations with people when it comes down to how they treat others. Because, treat people how you want to be treated, right? But when I see flaws in people, like, okay, you show me your flaw side, and I get it. People are not perfect. I do get that. I do understand that people are not perfect, but that's just what my mind does. My mind, like, okay, if I can do it, you can do it too. So why do you have a flaw? Like, why did you do something to me? Because it says that they do one thing wrong. It didn't say an example like, what is that thing that they did wrong? It's just to me. If they did something wrong to me, that's it. My perception changes, and that's it. That's the drawing board. What did it say? Let me see. Let me go back to what it said here. Yeah, that they're always bad. That they're always bad because they did something wrong. And a lot of that is tied down to having high expectations of people. I rather see people navigate like me. Just like when you leave your home, leave all your negativity behind. That's my terminology in my mind. My cognitive distortion is leave all your negativity behind. When you walk out your door, we need to walk out our door with smiling, being in good moods, being joyous, being friendly. But of course, in this world, everything is not peaches and cream and rainbows and unicorn, right? I get that. There's going to be people that's going to show their flaws, or people make mistakes. There you go. People make mistakes, right? But I'm telling you, it's just my black and white thinking, man. Black and white thinking does that. I have high expectations of people. So that's one of them. And then another one I want to talk about is, the last two is catastrophizing. So I see a catastrophe. This makes me think of GAD, because I have generalized anxiety disorder. So this one makes me think of GAD when I talk about this, when I talk about this one. So it says expecting the worst possible outcome in every situation, leading to anxiety and avoidance. So yes, I do that a lot. And this is because of my GAD. I don't even think this is because of my BPD. This is my GAD. So I don't want to touch on that one too much because I rather save that one when I start talking about my other mental illnesses, because I do have two others. So I'm not going to go too much in details with this one, but I do a lot of catastrophizing. Everywhere I go, I'm thinking, especially if it's a new area, a new situation, or a new person, or a new whatever, I do a lot of catastrophe, like thinking, catastrophizing things, like something bad is gonna happen type of thinking. So I don't want to go into much details because that one makes me think of GAD. So I can make this one a whole nother video. But according to what this says, that's considered black and white thinking as well, not just for anxiety or GAD. So the last one, you guys, is discounting the positives. Discounting the positives. So this one says here, ignoring or downplaying positive aspects of oneself or others or situations, focusing solely on the negative. That is interesting for me. Let me read that again. Ignoring or downplaying your positives, the positive aspects of oneself or others or situations, focusing solely on the negative. So I don't do this with others. It said others or others. I do this one with myself. Let me put my notes down because I'm pretty much done. I do this one out of all the black and white thinking. I would say I do this one the most because I am always told, now remember, I always say this, I walk around what? Perfect, right? So when people tell me you are so amazing, you're a positive, people are showering me with all this positivity, right? Because my cognitive is cognitive distortion. I don't believe a lot. I downplay a lot of those positives. Oh my gosh, you're a good person. I'm always told there needs to be more people like you in the world. That's how extreme I am with my personality when it comes down to being friendly, nice, joyous, because it's a front. I don't want to be figured out. So when people are telling me how amazing I am, I downplay positives. I'm always saying things like this. Okay, well, but I'm always saying, but like people can give me a positive, but I'm always still trying to lean towards the negativity. A lot of this is also because of my MDD. If you have major depressive disorder, we downplay a lot of positives. So that's also tied down to MDD, which is something I also have. So yeah, I downplay my cognitive thinking, my black and white thinking. It's like, okay, you think all that positivity about me, but there's a but in there. Because I already know I'm walking around with a front. What if this joyous personality is not even me? What if deep down inside, when I peel off the layers, when I'm finally trying to be myself, because that is my goal. My goal is I'm trying to move away from the quiet type and just have BPD, because the quiet type is not even really a diagnosis. The quiet type is not even listed as a mental illness. But yeah, I just don't want to be the quiet type anymore. I don't. So anyways, I downplay a lot of the positivities because what if this is not even my personality? I'm putting on a front. I mentioned in my past video that I wear a suit. I have to zip up in this suit, you guys, and to get ready, like a mask. I know you hear that all the time with people with mental illnesses, no matter what mental illness you have. A lot of people that have a mental disorder, we always talk about a mask. I don't care what your diagnosis is. A lot of us wear a mask. So what the heck is my personality, right? I have a self-identity crisis. So this is why I downplay my positivities. As you can see, I'm very detailed with this type of split. With this type of, split. With this type of black and white thinking, the discounting the positives, because I do that one a lot. I do catastrophe one a lot. What else I talked about? Perfectionism and the overgeneralization. I do that a lot too, but this one right here, discounting the positives, because I'm always complimented. I get a lot of compliments, you guys, and I like them. I thank people for the compliments, but I'm like, but what if this is not me? What if this is not really who I am? So, and I feel like in order for me to find out who I am, I have to allow myself to have outbursts. I talked about that before. I know a lot of you guys are looking at me like, but why do you want to have an outburst? We want to be the quiet type. It's almost like I'm sure that people that have the outgoing BPD probably want to be the quiet type, because they know if you are the outgoing person with the BPD, you can tell that you're annoying people. You lost some people don't want to be around you because you show your symptoms. But quiet BPD, we can navigate. You won't even be able to tell if something's wrong with us. Our demeanor may change, like I said before, but it's internalized. But we suffer a lot. When it's internalized like that, SH is done more. I talked about my acronyms of SH because, like I said, I know YouTube is sensitive and I got to be careful with my wording. But the SH is so high with people that are quiet BPD because we feel like we can't be ourselves. And I said this before, I am BPD. I was told for many years, you are not your diagnosis. You are not your diagnosis. You are not your diagnosis. I had this plane in my head because I wanted to navigate through this world as typical like other people in this world. There are no such thing as normal people, but typical people. So I kept telling myself, no, I'm not my diagnosis. And that goes for all three of them. But I was suffering though. I was suffering. I feel like once I started telling myself, you are your diagnosis, just learn about it. Learn about it, learn how to manage it. And that's all we can do. That's all. We can't brush what we have under the rug. And I need to stop being the quiet type. I do. I can slowly start telling people, hey, look, you don't got to tell people what you have. But I feel like in order for me to be who I am, I got to let people know. I do. I feel like I personally feel like I have to let people know what I have in order for me to be who I am, because I'm tired of being the quiet type. I'm tired of the suffering. So that is all. That is all that I have for black and white thinking. Like I said, I may go over others. I can make the other ones, I can make the other, let me just go over them. I'm not going to read about them. And like I said, I may make the other ones like future videos because I'm not going over all these different types of black and white thinkings. So another one that says here, using absolute language. And then another one here is difficulty seeing nuances. Another one is emotional reasoning. And then another one is blame. And that's it. So I'm not going to go over those. I really don't do those. I don't do those. The blame, absolute language, difficulty seeing nuances, emotional reasoning. I don't really do that type of black and white thinking that much. So I left those out. So the only ones I went over was perfectionism, overgeneralization, catastrophizing, and discounting the positives. Those are the type of black and white thinkings I do the most. Okay, so that sums up black and white thinking. I'm just going to keep pumping out some more long form videos until YouTube helps get me in the algorithm. Because like I said before, my vision of the channel is live streaming. I have lots of live streaming different type of topics where I want to hear from you. Healing speaks. The more we speak, talk, share, the better we heal. So that's the focus of my channel. Right now, I can only make long form videos. I'm trying to gain, some more subscribers or supporters. I'd rather say supporters. Then once I get, a handful of subscribers, then I definitely would love to go towards live streaming. Okay, so that's the focus of my channel. I know right now what I'm pumping out on my channel makes no sense with my channel description, but that's because my channel is still new. It's because my channel is still new and I'm still looking for my supporters. And remember, you guys, I say this, I'm starting to say this in my videos, that every time you subscribe, it's like you're high-fiving me or hugging me. So thank you so much if you do subscribe. At least like this video if you made it this far. I still can't believe this one is long. I was not expecting black and white thinking video to be this long. So wow, it's almost up to 20 minutes now. So yes, that is cool. Because I was like, this is going to be a very short video. But anyways, you guys, that is all that I have. That sums up my series, my splitting series. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was insightful. I hope you not gained something from it, but I hope you related to it more than anything. So, because like I said, there's many different types of ways to split, so I had to make this a series. So that sums that up. And then so just stay tuned for some more content related to BPD. I also want to make some content now towards my other mental illnesses, which is MDD, major depressive disorder, and my GAD, generalized anxiety disorder. So stay tuned for more videos on that. I don't want to only just make videos on the BPD. Okay, so that is all that I have. Thank you so much for watching, and I love you guys. I'm starting to say that now too. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.